Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Look Mac Talks. Today we have the pleasure to receive Bridget Lynch. Bridget is a vocalist and she's a very, very, very powerful woman because she's the lead vocalist of the brutal death metal Stabbing. They came from Houston and they have a new album coming very soon. That's the main reason because we are here. Bridget, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and welcome
Sure.
to our colleagues.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
I began speaking about the brutal death metal and stabbing. The reality is that in 2025 the band signed with Century Media, and I would like to ask how important was this new step in the history and the life of the band?
I guess it was kind of a big deal for us because we've always only been like on underground labels before then. Not like in a bad way, just like it's the scale is pretty new to us, and it's I don't know, I didn't really know what to expect. We were like, well, we got to make sure we do it right, you know. So it's a pretty big deal for
Yeah.
everyone.
Mhm. Now you have a new album coming up. It's called Eon of Obscenity. It's sometimes difficult for us because we are in Portugal. The English sometimes can be a little bit harder. But Eon of Obscenity is your second album. But um, I see it as a huge step for you because it represents a new beginning in the history of the band. It seems to me. And I would like to know your opinion. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say I do because we had a different lineup with our last album, and this one is the first album with new people, so that was kind of part of that too. So,
Mm-hmm. It's a huge step. You have a
hmm
single, it called Inhuman Torture Chamber, and it's
hmm
based in a very strong, real case of Sylvia Lincoln's dead murder
yeah.
because she was murdered.
hmm
I have to ask you, how do you balance the brutality of this story with the artistic creation that you bring us in a song?
Um, I mean, just because death metal in general has brutal lyrics and tells kind of horrific stories like that in general, I felt like it kind of fit right in. It's except that like I don't know, part of it was just me thinking like, well, what could I write about that kind of affected me too? Because it was a pretty horrible story. But I don't know. I try to maybe like with lyrics like that, especially about like true stories. I mean it's kind of like a critique in a way of like, me trying to get behind like wondering like what the logic was from the people that did stuff like that, and maybe wondering like what the perspective was like of the person dealing with all that. It was just pretty horrible. I guess I never really thought too deep into it because lyrics to me were always like, well, we have to have them, so I guess I'll write them. you know, I know that sounds weird, crazy, but being into like brutal death metal, all the bands I have always listened to, like some of them don't even have lyrics. So
But that's very interesting because ruminations, it's another shall we say it, song,
yeah.
because it doesn't have a lyric, but it's very brutal death metal song with strong riffs, and it comes a little bit as an unusual sound for me. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it's a little bit more technical. Do you have that feeling when you were all writing the this particular song?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really like our guitar player. I think he takes a lot of influence from a pretty wide array of bands and genres, and I think that was probably a big part of it. Um, and we did think that like having an instrumental kind of like intermission song somewhere in the middle would be kind of cool because we've never done that. But yeah, I think in general, like stabbing's never been like overly technical, but there have been like hints of it here and there. I do think for sure. So yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Do you think it was conscious intention from you and the band to explore more the technical side, to see and to know what were you able to do concerning a more technical way of writing and performing the songs? Like a challenge. Let's see, like a challenge.
I guess so. I mean, me personally, I kind of try to one up myself every time because every time we've put something out in the band, I listen back and I'm like, man, I could have done that better. Like I wish I had done it differently, you know? So that's kind of been my approach this whole time is like, what can I improve on, you know? So
Yeah,
that's yeah, a little
I,
bit.
I I don't know where you can improve because your guttural vocals are very, very impressive. Where
Thank
do
you.
where do they come from, dear
A
Bridget?
lot of it is right here. Um, I've always described it to people as because I mean I don't naturally have like the deepest voice. I mean it's not high pitched, it's not really deep either, it's somewhere in the middle. But I've always described it to people as like the muscles in my throat kind of like they're almost like a distortion pedal for a guitar. It's kind of just distorting the sound that comes out, you know what I mean? And it gives it that sound. Just it took a while to figure that out. I don't really know what the technique is called. Somebody told me it might be a variation of like the fry scream, but which it might be. But yeah, just a lot of it comes from right here. So
Do you prepare yourself before going on studio and more important, going on stage in a live concert?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, for a while I didn't because I didn't really think much of, oh, I got to warm up. I got to warming up for some reason seemed more like something that, actual singers do or people that use more like diaphragm and breathing. But then I realized like, no, like still got to warm up. So after a while, I tried looking into some techniques. I watched like Melissa Cross, get like, ideas for how to actually prepare pre-show, pre-studio, whatever. So yeah, I do that now.
You do that
Definitely.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you cannot spoil your instrument because your instrument is your voice.
Yeah. I have had moments on the road where it was kind of going out a bit and I had to be like, okay, I gotta not talk for a while. So, because if it's gone, it's gone.
No, it's gone, it's gone. It takes a while to
Yeah.
come back. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For this particular album, because it is in my vision, it's a more elaborate and it's a more, I don't know, technical album and everything. Did you felt any challenges regarding the position of your voice, regarding the way that you were singing in some songs, or it was easy, smooth like the sea, or not?
Yeah, there were definitely times that I was a bit challenged in the studio just because I was trying to do kind of a bit of a wider variety of vocals beyond just the guttural. So I mean, there were times when I had to make sure I was able to switch between the two quickly and without my voice cracking or whatever. But I mean, overall, I think it wasn't overly difficult, but it was hard. It was at times. The big stretches where it's just guttural, I feel like those are I was more comfortable with. But yeah, it was a bit new to me in that regard, studio for sure. I had to, go back and redo certain parts for sure. But yeah, it was a new thing, but I think I got the hang of it after a while. After a couple songs, it's like okay, I kind of see what I'm doing now.
You went on stage with Suffocation, and I suppose, well, in Portugal, they are very big, and in my house, they are really big because my two boys love it. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yes,
That's
they
so cool.
do.
I love Suffocation.
So, I have to ask you, what was the feeling first when they ask you, and second, when the first time that you went on stage with them? What was that feeling?
I was kind of shaking a little bit. I was pretty scared. I mean, like it was already crazy enough just being on the tour that they had us on, just because I'm like, wow, I've been listening to this band since I was like 13 or some shit. I mean, I probably younger actually, and just that was already crazy. And then, stuff happens and last minute, hey, we might need you to fill in. Could you do this? Because I mean, they can't just not play the show, right?
Yeah,
That would
right.
suck for them. But and I was like, man, like seriously. And obviously I was down because that's crazy. Like, why would I say no? But at the same time, I was like, man, like, I gotta just like kind of wing it from memory because I'm not prepared. But I guess it worked out. They were playing a lot of songs that I like knew, so
Yeah.
I did my best.
You did your
So
best, and you know what best you did. Did you learn
thank you.
something? Did you learn something special that you, after the tour, bring to the stabbing band?
Um, from that
Yeah,
experience, just like touring
yeah.
or
Touring, going on stage with a band like them.
yeah, I do think it did help as far as like experience like on the road. Like I already kind of have a hard time being on the road, but then yeah, just being on that tour, I remember seeing a lot of just how everything operated on a
Hmm.
professional level,
Yeah.
like with the management, everybody else. It was pretty streamlined. It was pretty cool. I had a good time, and I was like, wow, can't believe I'm here. So yeah, it was cool. I did learn a lot.
Bridget, one thing that always amazed me, it's when we have women, girls singing in bands, in metal bands, and mostly in bands a little bit more hard. Um, do you have the conscious, or I don't know, do you have the feeling that you inspired some girls to do what you do?
I definitely hope so. That's always been kind of, you know, I don't really have many goals as far as music because I just want to like kind of have fun with it, but that would definitely probably be one of them because, that's kind of why I do what I do, is because, as a fan, eventually I saw other girls do it in bands, even like Arch Enemy, um, Cerebral Bore, and that was like a pretty big thing for me. I was like, wow, like I want to be like that. So, I mean, if younger girls see us and think the same thing, I think that's awesome. I would really hope so. That makes me feel good, because I think the representation is important because it is not easy being a girl in a male dominated field. That's for sure. Um, for a lot of reasons, but yeah, I think it's important that we have each other. So
Always,
I hope
always.
so.
You spoke cerebral bore. Um, what is the importance of this band for you? Because I think it's pretty huge.
Yeah, that when I when I was in high school, and I think maybe 2013, I think it was like a year after their album came out, I was like I was just getting into brutal death metal, and I discovered them, and that was the first time I had ever heard another girl doing like gutturals, like brutal death metal, and I was like shocked. I was like, this is what I want to do. Like this is like my goal, because I've heard like, like I said, like Arch Enemy,
Yeah.
like other bands like that. Like the genre is a little bit different. I'm like, that's really cool, but I kind of want to do something more like this. And then I found her, and then I was like, yeah, this is it. So I was pretty obsessed with that for a while, and I saw them. Maybe it was actually 2012. I saw them Summer Slaughter of 2012 with her. It was the only time I ever saw them with her, and it was pretty awesome. It was I wanted to be like her. I even started dressing like her.
Really?
Yeah, she used to do like YouTube covers, of like Devourment or other bands like that, and I was like, I gotta start doing that too. So I did, like years and years ago. But
That's so
yeah,
cool.
just yeah, just as a girl, that was really important to me.
Yeah,
So
that's
I hope
super
whatever she's
important.
doing now, I hope she's doing well. You know.
Yeah. And
So,
tell me one thing. I looking at you, you are calm lady that is in front of me. But on stage, can you tell me, can you explain me how is Bridget Lynch on stage?
um, I kind of still have a bit of stage fright.
Really?
sometimes sometimes I'm more used to it now than I was a few years ago for
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
But
yeah.
a lot of times I'm on stage, I'm kind of just like staring past everyone so that I don't see everyone looking at me. So kind of like trying to tune out the environment. I don't know. I hide behind my hair a lot because I don't want to see people looking at me because I'm shy. But yeah, I just kind of I don't know. I mean, I've gotten more comfortable on stage. I kind of have been able to
Mm.
open up a bit, and have the energy. I feel like kind of a high energy person sometimes in general, so that definitely helps. Some of that kind of comes natural to me, I guess. But yeah, I still get shy when I go on stage here and there.
You have to focus on somebody to
Yeah,
suck the energy.
yeah. A lot of
Like,
times I'm just like depending on the place, I'll just
yeah.
be staring at the bar in the very back. Just I can't really see, you know. So
Tell me one thing with this new album. I as we said before, and it's my really honest opinion. I think it will be a big step for you, in the band. Do you think that with the album, you are going as a band to make kind of a, I don't know, statement in the metal scene in the world?
maybe I don't know. I mean, I think we always just kind of wanted to have a band that you know, we just kind of want to play the music of the bands that we like, whether that's brutal death metal, etc. I don't really know if I could say like it's hard to look at things from that perspective for
Yeah.
me, I think. And then also it's hard for me to try and speak on like what the other guys think. But yeah, I don't know. I really have no real expectations. I don't know what to expect, you know.
And what can we expect from Stabbing after the release of this album? Would we have the opportunity to see you in Portugal in a concert? Who knows?
That would be pretty cool. I've never been there. Um I hopefully at least another like big tour would be pretty cool, with I don't know who. I'd somebody who's like hopefully a band we really like or something. But yeah, just probably some tours here and there. I don't know how soon we could be back to Europe, but
Mhm.
I would like to come back. I had a lot of fun there. It was very different. I felt I felt like such a stupid American. I couldn't communicate with anybody. It was pretty humbling, honestly. So
That's pretty cool for American to say that. Sorry, I mean I'm European, so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
well, yeah, and I mean it's like people from, Europe or wherever, like, oh, I'm sorry, my English might not be the best. And I'm like, I don't even speak anything other than English. Like I'm not gonna complain. I appreciate you talking to me. So
You have to come to Portugal because I think you don't want to leave anymore because you're gonna like to be here.
I bet I had a friend that moved there a couple years ago.
Really?
From the pictures I've seen, it looks pretty neat. It looks pretty
Yes,
cool.
it is pretty cool. Tell me
Yeah.
one thing, Bridget. What are your expectations regarding I don't like the word, but the success, the appreciation of the fans of the band regarding this album?
Um, it's hard to say because I feel like in general the style of music is not so like easy to digest for a lot of people. It's still like, I mean, it's death metal, but it's still kind of, I mean, there are going to be a lot of people that are like, I wish I could understand what they were saying. I can't read the logo. I don't, etc. So I mean, I think it could be mixed. Like some people might, because I know this style in general is kind of on the rise. So it's probably more. I don't think it's mainstream, but it's kind of more mainstream than ever in the sense that it's more accessible than
Mm.
ever with the internet, TikTok, like people younger and younger discovering like music from bands like this, like underground bands from a long time ago. And so I don't know. It could be mixed. There's like I said, there's gonna be people that don't really get it and don't like it, and that's cool. I mean, but I hopefully people like it too. Hopefully just as many people like it. So
I have a little curiosity because in Portugal, some bands of some of this genre don't have. They always complain because they don't have much younger people in the audience during the shows. What happens in America? What happens with stabbing? Do you have young persons, young people? How's the audience?
yeah, it's been a there are it was kind of shocking to me at times in the past 3 4 years. I mean, just like almost two new generations of kids. Like I have people come in our shows sometimes who are like still in high school, and I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
We have, yeah, I mean, and the best shows we've even said like some of the best shows are the all ages shows because you get a lot more people coming out because a lot of the fans now of the metal in general are very young. I feel like there's like I said, I feel like there's more people getting into like extreme metal than ever and like
Yeah,
younger
that's
than
true.
ever too. We do have pretty much any show I go to, whether it's ours or somewhere local to my city, like lots and lots of young people show up and it's always a lot of fun for them. I mean, it's like the crowd's got a lot of energy. I mean, it gets pretty crazy sometimes.
Gets
So,
pretty crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
they jump a
Like,
lot, right?
yeah. Yeah. Jumping off the stage, like all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you come from Houston. In Portugal, we know Houston because of the oil.
Yeah. Hey, me too. Our
Because
gas prices are so cheap.
exactly. But how is the all the scene of the metal and the underground there? Because we are always very curious to know how it happens on the other countries, on the other cities.
I think I think the major cities in Texas, including Houston, just generally the big cities, like all have pretty good metal scenes. Like there's, like I said, lots of younger people. There's the old people still come out. I mean, it's like you pretty much can't go to a show and it just be like dead. I mean, you can, that still happens, but like more than ever, like people are coming out to, I don't know, smaller underground shows. And I mean, I've seen like I said, like the smaller local places just packed out several times before. So I would say it's pretty good. It's you pretty much can't have you know, a bad show.
Well, that's nice.
There's I mean, I guess that depends on who you ask too, but like I said,
True.
I see a lot of shows here, got a lot of turnout, stuff like that. It seems pretty good in Houston still.
Good. That's good to know. Before we
Yeah.
go, I would like to ask you, what advice would you give to a girl with, I don't know, 14, 16 years old that looks at you like you look at the others before you? What would you say to that girl that is listening in their phones to some brutal death metal or some extreme metal? What would you say to her?
I would, I mean, I would just say like if this is really what you want to do, like all you gotta do is practice. Just, you know, practice, like be about it. And definitely don't let any dude make you feel like you don't belong here. Cause that's happened to me, Mostly don't let these men ruin it for you. And I know that sounds I don't want that to sound sexist, but like it's a real thing. So,
It's the
just
reality.
you kind of have to just be strong about it, you know, as corny as that sounds. Like because if I had to look back at 14-year-old me and give myself advice, that's probably what I'd say. And I would also say be humble, obviously. Like don't get ahead of yourself or just I don't know, but it's as a girl too in this scene, like you deserve respect. So I don't know. It's hard for me to. My thoughts are all over the place, but something along those lines is what I would say. So
Bridget, thank you so much for being here. Really,
sure.
it's pretty cool to have you here, and it's awesome to have girls singing and being leaders, strong women in the scene, because it's important for us. I'm older, but for the youngest, it's very important, and to show the boys and the guys and the young boys that we can do it, like you can.
I agree. I exactly that. Like I agree with that. Like we can also do this. We also belong here too, because there are a lot of boys, men who just ugh, like it's a
Yeah.
gimmick, whatever. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bridget. And I hope
Totally.
to see you in Lisbon. It's a
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
It's a deal.
For sure. For
For
sure.
sure. Bye bye,
Yeah.
my dear.
All right. You have a good day.